welcome to another On Deck Baseball gameplay video. Today we got something fun and exciting for you. We're going to be using our Legendary Players promo cards. They are in promo packs currently going out for every purchase of $25 on the OnDeckBaseballGame.com website. You'll get one pack of Legendary Players, which contains 5 cards. There are 100 cards in the set. For today's game, I did a random pick for 2 teams, and having to build the lineups for these 2 teams, I have to say, was very difficult. So we have Team 1 here on the left side, Team 2 on the right side. Koufax will be going for Team 1. Christy Mathewson will be going for Team 2. So we're going to go ahead and get started and dive right into the game here. And to lead things off here for Team 1 is going to be Honus Wagner. So, Honus Wagner is a righty, Mathewson throws righty, so it's going to be righty versus righty. And it's a -5 versus a 4, so it's a -1 on the roll. We have a 6, so that is a batter's card. An 8-6, and right off the bat, Wagner is on first with a base hit. So Wagner is fast, but with such a devastating lineup on each side, I don't think I'm going to mess around too much with too many stolen bases. We're going to dive right into Hornsby-Mathewson matchup. Both are righties, 5 versus a -5. It's equal on the board, and that's going to be a pitcher's card. A 9-3 is a flyout. I'm going to see where that flyout goes. Goes to center field. One of the big guys in the lineup, Lou Gehrig, up against Mathewson. He is a lefty batter. -4 against lefties for Mathewson, against a 5 for Gehrig against righties, so it's a +1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card. And a 7-8 is a double. So Gehrig reaches on second. Because Wagner is faster, with 1 out, he can chance to see where he's going to go. So we're going to see where that, or he can see if he wants a chance going home. It goes to the left field, the left fielder's arm, which is Ted Williams for Team 2. His arm is a 3. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can make it. So because of the double, Wagner reached third base. We're going to go over to the risk home on a 3 arm, and he has a 70% chance of making it. It's a 1, and that is not it. So Williams guns down Wagner, trying to score. That's going to be a 7-2. Gehrig will take third base on the throw, and there is 2 away with another big bat, Hank Aaron, coming up against Mathewson. Again, righty versus righty. It's going to be a -1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card. And a 6-3 is a ground out, so we're going to see where that ground out goes. And that will be out number 3 as it goes back to the pitcher for a 1-3. Now we're going to go ahead and do the bottom half of the first inning, where Lou Brock will be leading off for Team 2 against Sandy Koufax. So Brock batting lefty is a -5 against the lefty thrower. He is a 3, so it's a -2 on the roll. That's going to be batter's card. And Brock, a 9-8, is a triple. So Lou Brock leads off the bottom half of the first inning for Team 2 with a triple. Not a bad way to start with Willie Mays batting second. So it's going to be righty versus lefty. Mays is a 5 against the lefties. Koufax a -4 against the righties, is a +1 on the roll. And it's a pitcher's card. 7-6 is going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Infielders will be playing normal, so the runner will not advance. Williams will be up. Williams bats lefty against the lefty thrower, so it's going to be a -1 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. A 3-2, and Koufax gets Williams to strike out, which is very rare for Williams. So 2 outs, man on third, and the Sultan of SWAT, Babe Ruth, steps up against Koufax. They are both lefties. It is going to be a -1 in favor of the pitcher, and that is a pitcher's card. It looks like my die got stuck here. I'm going to do that one over. And that's going to be a 10-1, a flyout. So Team 2 can't get anything going with a leadoff triple. Flyout goes to right field. And we go back to Team 1. Mickey Mantle stepping up to the plate against Mathewson. Now I do have some relief pitchers that I can bring in, but I'm going to try and get each pitcher to go through 2 innings. So Mantle is a switch hitter. He will be batting lefty against the righty. So it's a -4 against a 4, so it's equal on the roll. And that is going to be a batter's card. And an 8-5 is a walk. So Mantle draws the walk against Mathewson. And we have a man on first with Stan the Man coming up. It's going to be a lefty batter versus a righty pitcher, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll in favor of the batter, but it goes to the pitcher's card. A 5-4 is a ground out, so we have a chance for a double play here. Ground out is going to go to the second baseman. Second baseman is Joe Morgan patrolling that side of the field for Team 2. And he is a 4 fielding on Mantle trying to get to second. He has a 20% chance of making it. That is not one of them. So that is going to be a 4-6 on Mantle. The shortstop for Team 2 is Luke Applin. And he is a 3. So we're going to see if Musial can beat out the double play. Doesn't look very likely. 8, and he does not. So Team 2 turns double play 4-6-3. And just like that, we have 2 outs. Mike Schmidt will be the next batter for Team 1. He is a righty against a righty, and that's going to be a -2 in the pitcher's favor. That is going to be a pitcher's card. And a 5-4 does not look good as he grounds out. Let's see where that ground out goes. That ground out goes to the third baseman, so that's going to be a 5-3 as Team 1 is shut down in their second inning. Now we have Team 2 coming back up. Josh Gibson, legendary Negro Leagues player, known to be one of the best power hitters of all time. He is a righty against a lefty, so it's going to be a 5 against a -4 in the favor of the batter, a +1, but it's going to be a pitcher's card. A 7-1 is going to be a ground out. We'll find out where that ground out goes. And it goes to the third baseman. Harmon Killebrew coming up. He is a big right-handed hitter against a lefty, so it's going to be equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. I lost my die. Pitcher's card 10-9. That's a good roll. Let's see what we got here. And it is a possible home run, a -4 on the pitcher's card. He is a 5, so it's going to be +1 on the roll. 6 or better than that ball is a home run. And it is a home run for Harmon Killebrew, who gets Team 2 on the board first. And a home run off the pitcher's card, not very easy to do, especially when it's Koufax. So Team 2 is up 1-0, and we have Eddie Matthews up. A left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. So we're going to be a 2 and a -5, so it's a -3 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 6-6 is a ground out. Just need to see where that ground out goes. Back to the pitcher, 1-3. So a long bomb followed up by a little trick right up to the pitchers. Luke Applin will be the next batter. He is a righty, -4 against the lefty pitcher, which is a 5, so that's a +1 on the roll. That will be a pitcher's card. A 6-6 is a ground out, and let's see where that ground out goes. And that ground out goes to the shortstop. So a 6-3, but Team 2 gets on the board with a home run off the pitcher's card by Harmon Killebrew. Alright, next up, Team 1. You know what? We're going to see if we can put in a new pitcher here. Mathewson pitched pretty good the first 2 innings. We are going to bring in a Negro League star, Bill Foster, will be coming into the game. Alright. He was actually a pretty good hitter in the Negro Leagues, but decent pitcher as well. So, we have Ralph Kiner against Bill Foster. Foster throws lefty. Kiner is a righty, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. Be a pitcher's card. 10-6 is going to be a walk, so Kiner draws the walk against the new pitcher Foster. And we have one on, albeit a very slow runner. And that brings up Roy Campanella, big catcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And he's going to be batting righty against the lefty, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-6 is going to be a base hit. Nobody away. Kiner, same speed or slower, and he only gets up to second base, and that's going to bring around the top of the order again. Honus Wagner with nobody out and 2 on. Dangerous spot for Honus Wagner to be in. He is a righty against the left-handed thrower. It's a +2 on the roll in favor of the batter. That is going to be a batter's card. 6-2, that doesn't look good. That's going to be a ground out. See where it goes. A possible double play here. Ground out to the third baseman. Now with the ground out to the third baseman, we do have the possibility of a triple play to step on third, go to second, and go to first. But we're not going to take that chance. I think that's too many variables to try and get when we have Wagner as the hitter. So we are going to try and step on third and get the out against Campanella. Third baseman's fielding is a 4, and Campanella is already out. Don't even have to roll. So there's a 5, U to 5. And then another check on the third baseman, who is a 4 over on Wagner, to see if we can complete the double play. And we do. So we get a 5 to 5 to 3 double play. I'm sorry, that was on Kiner on second base going to third. Campanella does advance to second, and there are 2 away. Hornsby is now up. We have a 5 versus a -3, so it's a +2 on the roll in favor of the batter. That is going to be a batter's card. And an 8-9 is a double for Rogers Hornsby. That is going to score Campanella. So it's a 2-out, 1 RBI double to tie the score, as Team 1 gets on the board. Gehrig now up. A -4 against a 4. It's an equal. And that's going to be on the batter's card. A 9-3 is a flyout. So we just have to see where that flyout goes, and that will complete the inning. Goes to right field. So Team 1 does get on the board. Team 2 coming back up for their bottom of the third. Koufax pitched pretty good, but we're going to go ahead and take him out, see who we have from our random pick to come in. And we have Bob Gibson coming in. Very intimidating pitcher. And he'll go up against Joe Morgan for his first at-bat. Morgan bats lefty. Gibson throws righty. So it's going to be equal on the roll. And that's going to be a batter's card in favor of Morgan. And a 5-2 is a ground out. Let's see where that ground out goes. It's 8. That is going to be the first baseman on a 3U. I'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Lou Brock. Interesting combination here, Brock versus Gibson, longtime teammates. So we have a -4 against a 4, it's equal. That's going to go to the pitcher's card. And a 6-5 is a ground out to first base, another 3U. And that brings up Willie Mays. Righty versus righty. That's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-4 is a ground out. So Bob Gibson comes in and does shut down Team 2 as the ground out goes back to the pitcher for a 1-3. So that does it for 3 innings. We're going to go into the top of the fourth, as we have Bill Foster up against hammering Hank Aaron. Throws lefty against the right-handed batter. It's a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 5-6 is a flyout. To the left fielder. Mickey Mantle coming up. My father's favorite player. His idol growing up. Actually had a chance to meet Mickey Mantle at his restaurant, Central Park West, when I was a kid. One of the best encounters of my life. Very great experience. Alright, so Foster throwing lefty against a switch hitter righty, or Mickey Mantle. So it's going to be a 4 against a -3 as a +1 on the roll. And that is going to be a batter's card for the very dangerous Mickey Mantle. A 9-3 is going to be a walk. So Mantle draws his second walk of the game with 1 away. Stan Musial coming up. He is a lefty versus lefty. It's going to be a equal roll. And that is a batter's card. A 9-3 is a walk as well. So after getting the first batter to fly out, Team 1 has first and second against Bill Foster with Mike Schmidt up. That is going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. An 8-2 is a flyout. So they get the very dangerous Mike Schmidt to fly out to left field. 2 away, Ralph Kiner at the plate. Righty versus lefty. So it's going to be a +1 on the roll. And it's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-1 is a strikeout. So Kiner strikes out to close out the top of the fourth. As Foster gets out of the inning. Gibson still in the game for Team 1. Coming up against Ted Williams in the bottom of the fourth for Team 2. It's going to be lefty versus righty, so it's a +1 in favor of Williams, and that's going to go to the pitcher. 7-3 is a flyout to center field. I'll bring up Babe Ruth, lefty versus righty here, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 7-6. 7-6 is a flyout. Sneaks it in there. Flyout to 8. Going to be to the right fielder. I just want to take a minute to take a look at the back of this card. Babe Ruth, in his 5-year peak, batted .370 with a .511 on-base percentage. There is not a lot of misses on that card. It's a very impressive 5-year span there. All right, Josh Gibson is up. We have righty versus righty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to go to the pitcher. And a 2-2, that's going to be a strikeout. And that's a 3 up, 3 down for the second consecutive inning. We do get the chance to see if we want to increase Bob Gibson's ability for that. We're going to roll on a happy face poise chart. We get a 7, and he does increase by 1. Now in typical play, that would be great because I would hold off the bullpen, but if I am going 2 innings per pitcher, most likely we're going to put in a new pitcher next inning anyway. Alright, so going into the top of the 5th, we have Roy Campanella leading off for Team 1. We are going to take Foster out. We're going to go ahead and bring in Warren Spahn. one of the best pitchers of his day. And it's going to be a lefty versus righty. So that's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card on Campanella. 4-2 is a line out. Right back at the pitcher. And we have the top of the order coming back up. Honus Wagner against Warren Spahn. That's going to be lefty versus righty. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. And a 3-1 on a batter's card is a strikeout. So Spahn gets Wagner to strike out. Hornsby now taking his chance against Warren Spahn. That is a +2 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 5-1 is a possible error. So we're going to go ahead and roll again on a batter's card. And that possible error is going to be, let's see, 8-5 on a base hit. Let's see where that base hit goes. To right field. The right fielder is Ruth, so we're going to see if Hornsby will advance on an error from Ruth. Ruth is playing in his primary position. We're going to roll one die, and we get an 8, and he makes the play cleanly, so it is just a base hit and keeps Hornsby at first base. Now, last inning I did point out Babe Ruth's card. Let's take a look here at Hornsby. Hornsby, over a 5-year peak, he had a batting average of .402 with an on-base percentage of .474 and 29 bombs. So his card, pretty impressive as well. All right, Lou Gehrig, my favorite baseball player of all time, against Warren Spahn. It's going to be lefty versus lefty. It's going to be equal on the roll, and that's going to be a batter's card. 8-1 doesn't look good for Gehrig and sneaks in a ground out there, and that will be the third out. I'll roll that over. All right, ground out to the first baseman. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th inning for Team 1. Now coming into the bottom of the 5th, we are going to take Gibson out. He pitched stellar though. 2 innings, 3 up, 3 down. And we are going to bring in Bob Feller for Team 1. How's that for a pitching trifecta for Team 1? Start off with Koufax, go Gibson, and then follow Gibson up with Feller. And let's see, Gibson struck out for her. All right, Kilbrew leading off for the Team 2 in the bottom of the 5th. And righty versus righty, it is a -1. That's going to be a batter's card. 8-6 is a ground out. Ground out to the second baseman. 4-3. I'll bring up Eddie Matthews, playing third base for Team 2. He is a lefty versus a righty. It's a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-2 is a flyout. Fly out to center field. Luke Appling coming up, righty versus righty. It's equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And 9-7 is a base hit, so Luke Appling gets on base. Only the 3rd hit of the game for Team 2. And that's going to bring up Joe Morgan. Okay, so I had one of my cameras go dead on the battery, so starting back up, we just had Luke Appling get a base hit. So there is a man on first with 2 outs. Joe Morgan is up. He bats lefty against the right-handed thrower, Bob Feller. So that's going to be a +1 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. And 8-6 is a base hit for Morgan with 2 outs. Appling is slower than Morgan, but we can chance it to see if he goes. So we're going to see where that ball goes to. That is going to go to the right fielder, the right fielder's arm. Stan Musial is a 3 on Applin going to third. Let's just see what our chances are here. Risk to third. And we're not going to take that risk. So we have 2 away, man on first and second. And now we'll bring up Lou Brock against Bob Feller. He is a lefty against a righty, so it's a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And a 10-1 is a flyout to left field. Alright, so that'll do it for Team 2 in their bottom of the 5th. And now we'll bring up Team 1, top of the 6th here. Hank Aaron against Warren Spahn. Righty versus a lefty, so it's going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to go in favor of Hank Aaron. Hammer and Hank gets an 8-9. 8-9 is a triple. So Aaron leads off the 6th inning with a triple. I'll bring up Mickey Mantle with nobody out and a man on third. He's going to be hitting righty. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. It's a batter's card for Mantle. And a 2-1 is going to be a strikeout. So Mantle, after 2 walks, goes striking out against Warren Spahn. Stan Musial, stand the man up. Lefty versus lefty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. And a 3-1 is another strikeout. So Spahn throwing some K's in the mix here with Mike Schmidt up. It'll be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-9 home run for Mike Schmidt. That is a 2-run blast, as Aaron will trot across home plate with Mike Schmidt knocking one out. Now let's take a look at his card real quick. Not stellar numbers by any means. He is a big-time power hitter and a good defensive third baseman, but one thing I want to point out, for a 5-year peak average, he had 40 home runs. That gives him 7 home runs on his card. Great power numbers for the great 1980s, late 70s third baseman Mike Schmidt. Ralph Kiner will come up. It's righty versus lefty here. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. That's going to be an 8-4 and a walk. So Spahn giving up a walk after the home run. There's 2 away, man on first with Roy Campanella up. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-7 is a base hit, so Campanella gets a base hit. There is 2 away. Kiner is the same speed, so he does advance over to third. So I have man on first and third now at the top of the order coming up. And that will be Honus Wagner against Warren Spahn. 2 on, 2 out. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 5-2 is a ground out. So after a 2-run blast, base hit, a walk, a ground out to the shortstop ends it. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Gonna have Bob Feller up against Willie Mays. It's righty versus righty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-3 is a flyout. Flyout to right field for Mays. Not having a great game here. He is 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a flyout. Teddy ball game coming up. Ted Williams. He is going to be batting lefty. It's a +2 in the favor of the batter. It's going to be a batter's card. 8-1. And that A possible error. 8-3. Another possible error. See, this time we can get a result. 3-1 on a strikeout. So we're going to go ahead and check the catcher here to see if it is a passed ball. It's a Campanella. Primary position here. For it is a passed ball. So Teddy Ballgame gets first base on a strikeout and an error by Roy Campanella. Babe Ruth is up, lefty versus righty here. It's going to be a -3 against a 5, so that's a +2 on the roll. Batter's card for Ruth. Oh, so close to a 10-9 there, but it is a 9-2, which is a base hit. Ted Williams will advance to second. So first and second, one out. Big man Josh Gibson steps up to the plate. Righty versus righty, that's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-1 is a flyout to center field. So 2 away here. Killebrew, who's already gone long once. It's righty versus righty. It's going to be a -1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card. 1-1 is a strikeout. And that does it. That is 3 away for team number 2. And now we'll bring up the top of the 7th here. We're going to go ahead and put in another pitcher here. And that pitcher for team 2 is going to be Hoyt Wilhelm. Big time reliever. Known for his good knuckleball. So we have Rogers Hornsby leading off the top of the 6th against Hoyt Wilhelm. And it's going to be righty versus righty. It is a +1 on the roll. That is a 7 for a batter's card. 10-6 is a double. So Hornsby gets a leadoff double against Hoyt Wilhelm. Now I'll bring up Gehrig. Gehrig is a lefty. It's going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 9-7 is going to be a double as well. So that double will bring Hornsby across the plate for 1 RBI. And it looks like Team 1 is starting to take command of this game. Hank Aaron up, nobody out, man on second. It is equal on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card. 6-5 is going to be a flyout to left field. Mickey Mantle coming up. Man on second. One away. He's batting switch, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll, but that is a pitcher's card. 5-1 is a ground out. And that ground out goes to the shortstop. So the runner does not advance because the ball is in front of the runner. Stan Musial up. Lefty versus a righty. That's going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-6. Oh, so close to a home run there. That is going to be a base hit. And with 2 away, that will score Gehrig for a 2-out RBI. I'll bring up Schmidt, who had a home run, a big home run last inning. It's going to be righty versus righty, a -1. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-3. He was looking for the pop, didn't get it. He does get a walk, however. So Wilhelm not looking too great in this outing. Ralph Kiner coming up. That's going to be a -1 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 8-6 is a base hit. So Wilhelm continues to underwhelm, and Mantle will score on that base hit. Schmidt will go over to third base. We can actually see if he can score here. So Kiner, that base hit goes to center field. Center fielder is Willie Mays with a forearm on Schmidt going home. It's only a 40% chance, but you know what? We're going to try for it. A 4. He does not make it, so Willie Mays guns out Schmidt, trying to advance to home to score. It's only going to get 1 run across the plate. That is going to be 3 outs. And Team 1 takes a commanding 5-1 lead. Team 2 will be coming up. And it looks like Feller is going to be coming out of the game. We are going to have one of the elite closers to ever play, Dennis Eckersley, which actually he started out as a starter. Not sure how many of you actually know that. Probably a lot of you, actually. So we're going to have Eckersley coming in with Matthews leading off the bottom of the 7th. So Eckersley here is a righty against the left-handed batter, so it is an equal roll, and that is going to be a pitcher's card. 8-9, base hit. Matthews gets on against a very difficult card. Look at this card for Dennis Eckersley. Not a lot of positive outcomes there. So that was a very good roll. Luke Kaplan coming up, righty versus righty here. -1 on the roll. That's going to go back to the pitcher. And a 10-4, another base hit. Eckersley giving up 2 consecutive base hits. And now we'll bring up Joe Morgan. Alright, Morgan bats lefty against the righty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card. See if Morgan can step up here and make something happen. And that's going to be a walk. So we have bases loaded in the 7th with nobody out, and the top of the order for Team 2 coming up with a lot of dangerous hitters here. Lou Brock will start it up. That's going to be equal on the roll. And that's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-6 is another walk. Dennis Eckersley walks in a run. Unbelievable. Most of that happening off of the pitcher's card, which is very unusual. So we have bases loaded still with nobody out. Willie Mays coming up. That's going to be a -1. Another pitcher's card. 10-2, finally an out. We have a fly out, possibly a sacrifice fly here. Fly out goes to left field. The left fielder's arm, Ralph Kiner, is a forearm, and that would be on Applin. Let's see. Applin trying to score. A forearm. We're going to try for it. They're down. They need something. At 7, he does score, so that's a sacrifice fly to left field. Applin scores, and everybody else advances 1 base. So 1 out, and we have 2nd and 3rd with Ted Williams up. Teddy Ballgame coming up trying to tie this thing. Going to be righty versus lefty, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-4 is a strikeout. A very rare game for Ted Williams, striking out 3 times. 0 for 4. That'll bring up Babe Ruth in a big spot here. Going to be a +1 on the roll. Batter's card. 5-3. Eckersley gets out of it with a ground out to end the 7th. To first baseman. So only 2 runs scored there against Eckersley. Most likely will have to come out of the game. And we are going to take Wilhelm out of the game, try and get a few more pitchers in here. Kiner made the last out. And we have Tom Seaver coming into the game for Team 2. So Seaver versus Campanella here. And it is righty versus righty, -2 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 8-1 is a ground out to first base. So 3U. Top of the order coming up against Seaver. Big time Mets and Reds pitcher. I believe he pitched for the Red Sox in the '86 World Series. Maybe the year before, not sure if he actually took the mound in the '86. And let's see, righty versus righty is going to be -1 on the roll. Pitcher's card. And that is an 8-5, is a fly out to center field, 2 away. Rogers Hornsby makes his way to the plate, equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. And 8-2 is a possible error. So we're going to roll again, see what our outcome comes out to. A 6-2 is a line out, so it's going to be possible error on a line out to shortstop. Shortstop here is Luke Applin. Looks like Applin's getting into a lot of play here. He is in his primary position. We roll a 3, and that is a 2-base error, so a big time error, as Applin can't handle the ball and then throws it away. Hornsby will end up on second base with an E6. Gehrig coming up, trying to capitalize here on the error, and it is a +2 on the roll. That's a batter's card. 6-4. And Seaver gets out of it as Gehrig flies out to the left fielder. All right, going into the bottom of the 8th, and it looks like Eckersley will be coming out of the game, and Whitey Ford will be making his way out of the bullpen for Team 1. Gibson will be leading off. It's going to be a lefty versus righty, lefty pitcher, righty batter situation here. So it's going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-5 is a ground out. Back to the pitcher, 1-3. Gibson not having a great game. Here comes Killebrew. Righty versus lefty here. It's a +1 on the roll. Pitcher's card. 4-4 is a ground out to first base. Sorry, 3-1. Eddie Matthews coming up, bats lefty against the lefty, so it is a -2 on the roll. That is still a batter's card. I'm losing my dice all over the place here. 10-3 on the batter's card, and that is a walk. So Matthews reaches first base on the walk. Luke Applin coming up. He's had his hands in a little bit of everything today. Righty versus lefty here, so it's a +2 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-5 is a ground out. Find out where that goes. Ground out to the shortstop, 6-3. All right, we're coming into the top of the 9th here. And Seaver is going to get pulled here for one last pitcher, and that will be Jim Palmer. Possibly the greatest pitcher in Baltimore Oriole history. It is righty versus righty. It's going to be equal. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-2, and that is a line out by Hank Aaron to first base. Mickey Mantle stepping up to the plate. He'll be batting lefty, so it's a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 7-6 is a base hit, so Mantle reaches on the base hit. Bringing up Stan the Man Musial. Musial is batting lefty against the righty, is +2. That's going to be a batter's card. 9-5 is a ground out. Possible double play here. Let's see where it goes. Ground out to second base. Second baseman Morgan is a 4. We're going to go for the double play here. Mantle is out, going to second. 4 to 6. Shortstop Appling is a 3 on Musial. So 3 here, he has a 40% chance of making it, and he does not. So a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Alright, so now we go into the bottom of the 9th. Ford pitched last inning, he's going to come out. Let's see who we have here to close it out. It looks like Lefty Grove will be coming in for Team 1 to try and close it out. Joe Morgan leading off. That is lefty versus lefty. It's a -1. That's going to be a batter's card. I'll do that one more time. 6-6 is going to be a walk. So a little life left back in Team 2. As Morgan gets on. And you know what? We are going to try and steal here. The pitcher's hold is a 5. Morgan's jump is a 5, so it's equal, 6 or above, and he gets to try. He does not. He does not get the jump. So that means Blue Brock will lead off with a man on first and nobody out. Lefty versus lefty, -1. That is a pitcher's card. 4-2 is a strikeout. Willie Mays stepping up. +2 on the roll here. That's a big batter's card. Big spot here for Mays. Ace 9. 6 is a base hit. Well, 5 speeds. Nobody advances first and second. Ted Williams up here in a big spot as well. It's equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-5. A ground out to first base. Alright, ground out to the first baseman, and a double play here could end the game. The first baseman for Team 1 is Gehrig, who is a 4 on Mays. Going to second base. He has a 30% chance of making it. 4, 5, and 6. He does not. So he is out. 3 to 6. And the shortstop for Team 1 is Wagner, who's a 4 on Williams. And he needs a 2 or a 5 to beat out. And he does not. So Ted Williams, really not a good game here. He goes 0 for 5 and ends the game on a double play. Team 1 comes out with the victory of a score of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1. 6 to 3, sorry. 6 to 3. And we are going to have to call the player of the game. Well, Hornsby went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and an RBI and a run scored. I'll have to give it to him, even though Schmidt did hit a home run, 2 RBIs. But Hornsby 3 for 5, 2 doubles and an RBI. We're going to go ahead and give him player of the game. So that is On Deck Baseball gameplay video with the Legendary Players promo cards. Again, a pack of 5 cards. For every $25 spent on the OnDeckBaseballGame.com website. 5 legendary player cards in each one of those packs. And if you have any questions or any of the comments, leave a message below. I hope you enjoyed that game. I know I did. Might do a couple more of these. That was kind of exciting. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it. And we'll look for you on another video.